That was the good news that Paul told them at first. And he's reminding them again. And he's telling them in verse 14 that if Christ is not risen, then that preaching, that message, that gospel that I delivered to you when I came to you first, that message is in vain. And even what you believe then is in vain. So what are you doing here? Why are you congregating? Because your faith is in vain. And then verse 15 he makes it worse. He says, and we are found to be false witnesses of God. He says, then we lied. He says, because we testified that God raised up Christ, and he had not raised him up. If so be that the dead rise not. And then he says, for if the dead rise not, then is Christ not raised. So he says, then we made God to be a liar. And we know that it is impossible for God to lie. It is impossible for God to lie. But he says, if you are saying that Christ is not risen, then we made God to be a liar. Then we go down to verse 17. And he says, and if Christ be not raised, your faith is vain, and you are yet in your sins. And we all know that in Adam, all men sinned. And in that sin, all men died.